So you see him brushing this. I mean, it's going to take a little bit of time. If you've got a spray can, it's definitely much easier. Now the paint, like all the colours I explained before, all those have no smell. There's no odour on those at all. So we've got
I'm going to get this
some prototypes of 1/10 scale heads suitable for radio control cars. And this one is the pug with the spiky helmet.
The pug with the spiky helmet.
Yes.
I've got a prototype of chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, have you? Yeah. This is going to be a Hearns Workshop product, which will be released shortly. Now, these are the samples so far. And this pug is modelled off of Pepper.
Pepper pug.
So who's Pepper?
Pepper is my pug.
So right here.
Family pug. Oh, jeez, don't.
There you go.
She's got a schnood on.
She has, hasn't she?
My daughter crocheted a schnood for her in winter because she gets cold ears.
Right.
Walking on the beach.
Because...
And she's not even old. She looks like an old lady. She's like 6.
Right.
Hey.
There we go. There's a profile right there.
Not much of a nose.
Not much of a nose?
No. Little in the snout department.
All right. So that is what we have here. But that's not the only one. Okay, so there's pug with helmet and spiky bits.
Here we have Smoking Joe.
That's right. Where is he? Right there. So we're going to have some options. So that's the second one we have so far.
And that's how it's printed, right?
This is how it's printed.
I'm not sure if that's going to remain like that. It might be a part that you stick on, but on the prototype,
that's the way it is, right?
That's the way it is.
That's right. It's chewing on a stick.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, he couldn't be doing anything else because
no,
that would be
it's
inappropriate.
That's right.
But his name's Smoking Joe.
That's right.
Smoking Joe chewing on a stick.
That's right. And these are resin printed, so they're super clean already.
Have you not sanded that?
The only part that's been sanded is the base of it to make it flat. And I drilled a hole through it.
You put a
screw.
Yep.
But that's all.
Because they come solid.
That's right. They come solid. The only thing you might see here is, that we'll clean off later, is some of the supports there from the printing.
Oh, yep.
And we're just going to scrape that down.
Scrape it down.
Or may not even worry about it because it's pretty hard to see. It's pretty clean already. And the third one is this one.
Tony.
It's a frog.
Tony the frog.
Frog head. What?
Can we call it
Tony the frog?
Can we call it Tony?
Well, you can name whatever you like. There you go. And you see the big googly goggles. Okay, so we've got 3 options so far. And I'll show you. This is an example from James Knight from Knight Customs. That's something I've started already. And this one was FDM printed.
For them.
That's right. So FDM needs a little bit more prep to make it smooth. And I'll put on a base flesh colour. And there's a couple more over there, aren't there?
Everywhere I look, there's a different head.
Yeah. So we've got a couple more too.
They're light.
Yeah. So
like a ping pong ball.
I think he prints these hollow. So here's some more from James Knight. So just look up Knight Customs and you can download these heads and print them out. And I think he's got a lot more now. He's still working on these. Like so. But we're going to get into a tutorial on
our Hearns Workshop heads.
That's right.
Here we have Pepper Pug, Smoking Joe, and Tony the Frog. But what would you want heads for?
What do you mean?
I'm asking.
Well, it adds character.
To what?
To your RC car.
Oh,
well, I've got one. Going to show it off.
I've got one right here.
There you go.
This is the might be all very familiar. This is the Hearns Racing Frog.
That's right.
And he, in fact, has had enough of driving. I think.
Has he?
He's going to come out.
He's going to be replaced by one of these.
He was the first pink helmet that you did, I think, isn't he?
Oh, it would be. Yeah. So what? So is Pepper going in?
I think Pepper should go in.
So Pepper's going to go in there.
Yeah. But not without getting painted first.
That's right. So
how do you go about painting your head? Is that what we're going to do?
That's right. So you notice that I've got this one. I've started prepping this one. And Smoking Joe is in his raw resin. Okay, so it always helps to prime them first.
Prime.
This one's been spray primed. Okay, with the primer I've got over there, that can, if you can pass that over.
Do you want me to do that?
Right. Oh, we're not going to spray it. I'm going to show brush painting that one.
Oh, we're going to brush paint?
Yeah. Because you're going to start on the pug. So this is what I've used on this one.
Yep.
But if you don't have a spray can,
I've
got some bottle primer as well. We've got this stuff.
Yeah, but I'm happy just to spray it here for you if you want.
Oh yeah, it's going to stink out the joint. I was going to show people how it works just by brush painting it. And then we've got some of this stuff. So I might give you the pug I'll pull this out a bit. So
are you going to trust me to paint something?
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Well, I'm going to guide you. Now, what I've got. Let's put this over here. We'll stick it into.
I've got some little tools. Are these 9 Steps Premium Kolinsky weasels?
No, these are
the what? Synthetics.
No, this is natural. Okay,
Natural.
so these are natural horse, and these are sort of
how can you tell
softer
they're
ones. Because I saw the horse where it was missing a patch.
Yep.
And then I'm just going to use these ones because they're large for the priming.
Yep.
And you're going to be doing the finer painting, the detail painting.
There's
so
no
you're going to
way-
be using these, which are the synthetics.
There's no way I can use that little brush.
Yeah, you can. You just hold it and start brushing away.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know that I have the finesse for that.
Haven't you?
And what fur are these made for?
These are synthetics.
Synthetics.
Yep. So they're nylon bristle.
Nylon. But
Yeah.
I like that because they're harder wearing.
Yeah, that's right. And they're quite cost effective. Now these, I don't treat my brushes really well.
You've
So these are being
God-hand ones you do. What do you mean? I see you singing to them and everything.
singing to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just to make them feel
You dunk
better
them,
because I haven't treated them so well.
You dunk them in the, after you've violated them. You dunk them in the, no, get straight you.
So even so, I mean, if you do some, basic wiping down and shaping, I mean, you can keep using these for ages. They're really good. Okay, so we've got a broad and we've got a fine.
And a knife. What am I doing
And
with
we've got
that?
a knife. So you don't need the knife. I'm going to show off the knife.
Ooh.
So I have prepared a little palette here. This is my wet palette.
Is this the Green Stuff World one?
So this is not the Green Stuff World one. This is my lunchbox style one.
DJ's Bento paint box.
And this is the one I use for painting everything.
It's wet.
It is wet. Okay, so I
Is
do
that
have,
where the wet palette comes from? Because it's actually wet.
it is wet. That's right. So
Do you add water to it if it goes dry?
yes, yeah. So you need it moist all the time. Idea of keeping it moist
Like a
is
chocolate cake.
well, they taste better when they're moist. But we're not going to lick these, okay? Like TFG said, they look like Smarties, so I asked him to lick one, and he wouldn't. But the wetness here keeps the paint in flowing consistency.
Yes.
So if we put it on dry palette, it'll dry very quickly.
Looks very thick.
And the other advantage is we can blend on here and make all the different mixes we need.
Smear.
That's right.
Is it?
That's right. And you can keep it on there. And after you've finished work for one day, you can put your little cap on it and it'll stay fresh for a while.
How do you keep it hydrated?
So when you've used it for a few days and it's a bit dry, you can take off the top layer, which is
Top layer?
this one here.
How many layers have you got?
Yeah, it's baking paper.
Baking paper.
That's just to separate it from the kitchen towel here.
Oh, well, hang on a second. So there's layers of paper there.
It's 2 layers. So
Baking paper?
So the baking paper is on top, so that separates the paint from the towel. Because if you put it straight on the towel, it get absorbed into the towel.
You're a wizard.
Because otherwise it
How
gets
long
too
have you
wet.
been doing this for?
Years.
There you go.
There you go.
And how long could you keep paint on there for?
I've done it for 2 weeks.
Yep. What happens after 2 weeks?
After 2 weeks, well, after 2 weeks, it'll start going a bit funky because you get.
Bacteria.
That's right. Now, if you want to use it for weeks on end, you can apply like a little bit of bleach onto there, and then that'll stop any mold
Any
formation.
funk.
But most of the time, you don't need it any longer than 2 weeks.
Antifungal cream.
That's right. Really? Do you know all about that?
What?
So here we go. So I've just made a palette here.
Nothing Dettol on the
Oh.
wire brush can't fix.
Well, that's right. So this is an acrylic modeling paint.
Yeah, what are we using? Tamiya?
So this is like Vallejo.
Vallejo.
Yeah, Tamiya is an alcohol base. You can do the same thing, but it'll dry faster, even with a wet palette. So here we've got like a Vallejo or Green
Is this
Stuff
the one
World
that comes
type
out
paint.
of the dropper? Show me.
That's right. Oh, I've got them over there.
Ah.
Yeah.
So you just drop it. You shake it and drop it.
That's right. And they're quite thick, right? So what we've got, I've got a little container of water.
It's
And
breakfast marmalade.
that's right. But I've eaten the marmalade.
Breakfast black cherries.
That's right.
Best before December 14.
Yeah, what
I'm
year?
glad that you finished.
So this is my little bottle that I use. This is what all my masterpieces are made from.
Really?
Yeah, I've been using that for years too. So I've just got some colours here. Realistically, if you know how to blend colours, then you
No.
just need the primaries. And if you don't, then I've got a whole heap of other colours here too.
That's why they make lots of coloured paints.
Is it now? Fair enough. All right,
No.
so I try to keep it
You're
simple.
trying to put us out of business.
No.
Yes.
So we've got black.
We have hundreds of
We've got a
paints on the
brown.
back.
We've got a what do you call that? It's like a
Olive drab.
well, a dark one, right? So it's got a green tone to it. We've got blue.
Blue.
We've got white. We've got a plum color. We've got orange, yellow, red, and flesh.
You're a
flesh
wizard.
tone. Okay, now, if you're going to be painting up Pepper, now, what does Pepper look like again?
She black.
That's right. So,
don't ask me to interpret what she looks like. Can I just like paint the helmet?
there she is. Look, you can paint the helmet.
Well, would you do the dark colours first?
You do the lighter colours first normally.
Lighter colours first.
Yeah.
So what colour is the helmet going to be?
Whatever you want.
It should be pink, I think. In keeping.
Up to you. You know how to make pink? Come on!
I want to say red and white. I want to say red and white, but I feel that that's wrong.
You know how to make pink.
I want to say red and white, but
that's
I feel
correct.
that could be
that's
wrong.
correct. Oops, I made this shake.
Shake and bake.
All right. So you start painting away.
So what,
okay,
what
so
do you
you'll
paint?
notice.
You paint the big bits first, little bits.
Well, you do the overall first, right? So you do the majority of it,
Would you
and
do
then
like the pointy bits first? See the pointy bits? Would you do them first?
Yeah, you would, and even underneath, all the bits that are hard to get to.
What colour do you think the strap should be?
A contrasting colour to your helmet. So what?
Well,
So it's going to
helmet's
be
gonna
pink. Well, how about a blue strap?
I don't know.
You're really quiet then. I don't know what
Maybe.
happened. What do I say wrong?
What do we do with the pointy bits? What colour are they going to be?
Pointy bits could be like you paint them black, and then we'll do like a silver dry brush on them, so they look like they're really spiky.
Like they're weathered.
Mm.
Yeah.
Why not?
All right.
So you start on that.
Do you want me to paint the black first on here?
Why not?
Is that what I do?
Yeah, do that.
And then I'll do the band.
Do the band blue.
Blue.
Yeah, and then do the helmet pink.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you can, like, if you need to wash out your brush because you change your colours, you just wash it out in this and you wipe it down on the thinger.
What thinger?
On the bit of towel here.
Like that.
Now, before you brush this, because it is pretty thick, you might want to thin it down a bit.
What do you mean?
So you get a bit of water.
I can't
like this.
do that.
Do this.
No.
Put it in here, and then you mix it down. See that? And that sort of brushable consistency there.
How do you know?
Because it feels right. There you go.
Because it feels right.
It feels right. It's the feel.
I've never known anything to sound so wrong than you saying it feels right.
Right.
I just
so while you're doing that, let me show you how I'm just going to brush.
I feel like I need
this
to
one.
wear Optrix 5s.
Yeah, I brought those. All right, so I'm going to crack open this primer. Now, what's the reason for using primer?
To make the paint stick to the plastic.
That's right. So the paint itself is designed to stick to plastic, but if you want a really nice bond, it is better to have something that will stick better.
We might have to.
So I've got this here.
Because this is going into RC color, we might have to clear coat this.
Well, that's right. That's why I've got clear coat to show people too. So that's something.
Well, we're not
we'll do
doing
at the
everything
end.
today. This
No,
is
it's not happening. It's not happening today.
This is going to take a while.
That's right. So here's a primer. All right. So I'm just going to give it a bit of a mix because in a bottle it does settle a bit, and primer is quite thick because it's got a filler or a base to it to help it bond as well. Okay. So I've got a white here, but you can get primers there. They're normally in grey, but this is just what I had hanging around. And I'm not going to do it like really smooth.
Is it just the pointy bits that I do, or do I do like the basey bit too?
You can do the basic bit too if you want. So I'm just going to.
But I'm going to get it on the strap.
Yeah, that's all right. We can do clean up later. It doesn't have to be full on perfect at the moment.
Even questionably adequate is going to be a push out of me.
Is it? So I'm just rubbing this all the way
It
over.
doesn't sound like I've done any of this before.
And with the primer, it doesn't have to be perfect.
Apart from Tony making me paint his nails every Friday before he goes home.
Does he make you do that?
Well, I offer.
Oh, okay.
Form of payment.
Payment.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it makes him feel good about himself.
Right, that's fair.
We like it when
everyone feels good. Yeah.
Gonna have a safe space.
So you see him brushing this. I mean, it's going to take a little bit of time. If you've got a spray can, it's definitely much easier. And it's much
I feel that.
What are you feeling?
I feel that I should be doing that bit.
Why?
And you should be doing this bit that's like precision. Because I feel that you're going to judge me.
What do you mean? I don't judge anyone. You're going to put it in a competition?
What?
I'll judge you then. Nah, you'll be all right. You got to learn this stuff.
Why?
Because
I've been on this planet like 40 odd, I'm not even going to say how old I am, 50 odd, 60 odd years. And
60 odd years. Yeah, and? What's that got to do with anything?
What I'm noticing is that it's a bit stinky. Is that you or me?
That's me. Okay, so I'm stinky because my primer is lacquer based, and I prefer lacquer. So the spray that I put on that is also lacquer, is because it hangs on better.
Well, lacquer's a tougher product, yeah?
Yeah, it's solvent based, so it does have that strong smell, which you can smell now.
Like an etching primer. Etching primer?
Yeah, this doesn't actually etch though, but yeah, they do all have that sort of smell, right? Now the paint, like all the colours I explained before, all those have no smell. There's no odour on those at all.
Now there's a half nub on the back of this helmet. It looks like I might have broken it.
Oh, that's all right. Doesn't matter. Just leave it there. Okay, so that's what I've got here. So I've just primed this all in white. It's not really even, but I don't really care because it just needs to have like a tooth on it, so it also helps with brush painting and colours on it too. So I'm just going to park it over here.
Did you say?
We'll leave that for about 10 minutes or so.
Well, we're not going to be doing this for the next 3 hours, Paige.
No.
I've done the pointy bits.
Okay, so you've done pointy bits.
Now, should I do the pink?
Yeah, why not?
Should I
now you want to wash that out really well.
And then should I do should we do the blue? Can we at least get the pink on and then call it done?
Yeah, yeah. Wash that out really well because black pigment will go all over your pink and make it murky.
That's the last thing we want.
That's right. So let me clean off this one too.
Is it okay to crash it into the bottom of the jar?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
And split the whiskers all open?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Is it all right?
Yeah, I don't care about that.
Well, I'm not sure what to do.
Yeah. So just keep wiping that until you see no more like dark in it. Like you can actually push it down really hard. So
what do you mean?
Yeah.
You're an animal.
Like this. See? See this? See how there's still pigment coming out?
You can't do that. Oh.
Because if you don't get it all out, it's going to make the pink really yucky.
You're violent. Look at you go.
Hey, look, if I do this, anyone can do this, right? Look at that. Look at that. That's clean.
Is it clean?
That's reasonably clean. It's clean enough, eh?
It's sort of clean.
All right, so we're going to make a pink. All right, so what do we need? You need some white.
I want the PS11 pink. I want the...
Hey, you need some red. All right, so you start off like that.
And what about this one? Can you put that one in?
No, you don't need that one.
Oh,
that's going to make it purpley.
Is it?
You want the PS one, right? So the PS one is just going to be red and white.
Is it?
Yeah.
The same colour as old mate. It's in the frog now.
How's that?
No. Lighter.
You want lighter?
Yeah.
Oh, I need some more white then.
Oh, I can't. Well, I'll just do that then.
Yeah, how's that? There you go. That's a lighter one.
But I need more paint than that, don't I?
Oh, that's probably enough. Because we'll need to dry and then we'll probably do some more coats later.
More coats?
More coats. There you go. You can start on that. I'm just cleaning off this primer that's on here.
Jeez, it goes on really nice, doesn't it?
Yeah. So once you get to a point where you can feel where it's too thick and it'll smear everywhere, and then when you thin it down, it flows, right?
I'm not sure. I have no idea what you're talking about.
So that first coat is going to look a bit murky when it dries. So you probably need to do maybe 2 or another coat, so maybe 3 coats. But then it'll be like really, really even. All right, so I've cleaned that off. So we don't need that anymore.
Do you do little strokes or what do you do?
I generally do sort of bigger strokes.
You do bigger strokes?
Hmm.
You're a big stroker.
I am a big stroker.
And is there anywhere that you can't brush it?
No, you can brush everywhere. So when you're painting on this, if you've got black near it and it's still wet, well, that's going to smear. So you want to avoid that.
Well, that's why I didn't do the blue, because I figured we've got no chance of getting near that black.
But that black is, see, down the bottom of the point, it's still wet. So you don't want to touch that. It'll go everywhere.
I'm trying not to.
But with our next session, it's all going to be dry, so we'll be able to paint over anything we want.
Well, we're going to do a little bit in between, though.
So look at that. So that's going on.
I hope that we can do
another
this
pink coming.
in like 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, we'll be able to do that. Easy. Easy.
I like it.
Because this one's still drying.
You've definitely given me the hard bit.
See, so it's still drying.
So we're going to be able to use this paint.
Tight.
Are we going to be able to use this paint next Friday?
Yeah. We're just going to park that here.
Do we put it in the fridge?
No.
What do you mean no?
No. Well, it's not like a donut.
Oh, you definitely put donuts in the fridge.
No, they dry out, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, they get terrible.
You don't put baked goods in the fridge, mate.
No baked goods in the fridge.
No, you can freeze them, but you can't put them in the fridge.
Oh, it's got to be like a shock.
Yeah.
Shock frozen. Let's have a look at your helmet.
It's not the first time I've heard that today.
You're not going to show me your helmet, are you? There you go. All right, so that's sort of...
It's really shut me up.
You're concentrating. All right, so this is dry to the touch now, but I probably don't want to paint over that for another few hours, just so it can fully cure.
I don't think I need to go under the... Because we're going to do like foam in there, right?
Do what?
Foam.
Foam? Oh, what are you doing? Showing us now?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
You asked me to show me your helmet.
Yeah.
Just show
I'm
me.
going to get close up.
You can do it. You're the hand model.
So that's where we are at the moment, eh?
Big, large, and in charge.
That's right.